Well, good evening, folks. Reloading Bench back with you once again on this beautiful weekend evening. We've got a box. As you can see, it's from our friends at Lee Precision in Hartford, Wisconsin. I don't know if that's Lee's home or if that's just their current home or what, but I'll leave that alone. Lee's an old company, been around for a long time. And this package was a total stumble find, meaning I was doing something online and then I just happened to go over to Lee's website, Lee Precision Incorporated, leeprecision.com or leeprecisioninc.com, I can't remember. Is it on here? No. In any case, I went over to Lee's website and every once in a while I'll check, what's new kind of thing. What's Lee up to? And for all the bashing that people do on Lee, because Lee is not your high-end price-wise. I wouldn't call it performance gear either, and by that I mean high-end performance. Performance in the sense that it does what it's supposed to do, absolutely, but performance in the, uber expensive bells and whistles space, which, where do I have it in my bench here, which I'll say is changing, and maybe that's the younger generation of Lee with like the micrometer that can go on any Lee bullet seating die. That's freaking cool. Large rifle, small rifle, and pistol. That makes repeatability very, very easy and documentable. So you can, dial it in and know what you need and what you want without having to trial and error it. So again, people bash Lee, but in my opinion, and I started with Lee, so I have a soft spot for Lee. They do some pretty cool stuff. And here's another example of something I absolutely positively did not need, but once I saw them, I was like, I gotta have that. Gotta have it. Gonna review it. And I also went out on, the other big Lee sites like Titan Reloading, and some other online spots like Midway, like Grafs and Sons, and others to see if they had all of these, because all those vendors had some of these, but not all of these. And usually those other vendors like Titan are lower priced than Lee. And by lower price, if something's $5, they're going to sell it for $4, that kind of lower. So these are not expensive items. But I think they're cool items that are so long overdue that people have done major workarounds, especially in the 3D printing space, to compensate for the lack of this type of product from a manufacturer like Lee. So without further ado, we've got a bunch of red boxes. Some cool red boxes. 3 red boxes to be exact. And they're nice injection mold boxes as opposed to, I'll show some here in a minute as to what they are. This is for the Lee hand loader. And again, this is so overdue in terms of time that's not even funny. Another Lee box, which we'll open up in a minute. And then a third Lee box. That should probably give you a clue what these are, that we'll open up in a minute. And again, these are all Lee branded. These aren't some third party, 3D printed knockoff thing. So this particular item is for the Lee hand press box, the hand loader. And when I was first starting out back in 2010, this was one of my first purchases. In fact, it's been in my on my bench in a shelf ever since. You've seen oil has spilled on it. And when I saw this, I'm like, wow, I can now finally take this out of its original box with less supplies. I think it comes now with more stuff. And hopefully it fits in here. Very cool. Goodbye box. So Got to keep the old paper, just because. Just because. Side out. This is too cool. I'll probably show a picture of this because I believe there's other things that can go in these spots. I don't know what they are. I'm just happy this fits. I'm happy it fits. And this now will go back on my bench, on my shelf. It's already got goobies. On my bench, on the shelf, impervious to oil and everything else. But I won't be able to throw this box away because it's too near and dear to me. So I thought that was cool. I think this was like $12 or $14. None of this stuff was expensive as compared to if somebody like Dillon or Hornady or any of the other manufacturers would sell this. This would be like a $50 Dillon box. All right, the next big box. What do you think that is? Anybody? Bueller? Bueller? Anybody? Methinks that is for... Now, I have these. I have a number of these stored in boxes just like this. So this, storing it in these kind of boxes, and I would say that's lube. Storing it in this type of box will take up more space. So I need to figure out what am I going to do about that. And I didn't want to order a bunch of these for each one of my molds because I didn't know if it would fit right, you know. You just never know. And I'm wondering if these are stackable. No. They're different size. But again, to me, the cool factor is, where have you been for the last, I don't know how old the hand loader is. It was before my time in 2010, so we're talking 15 years. Now this one should be very, very obvious as to what that is. And I'm not sure what all these white things are. Oh, stickers. That's right, I ordered these stickers. These stickers were 25 cents each. So I will be doing something with these stickers. This is a Lee shelf holder storage box. And what I've done many, many years ago. So again, see the difference in the injection molded versus the clear resiny type see-through or transparent boxes. So what I've done is I've gone and created this little shelfie thing, and I have a lot of stuff in here, miscellaneous stuff for 22 long rifle, because it is possible to reload for 22 long rifle. So I have extras, the stuff for 22 or oddball stuff in here. And the way this was made was just to be a shelf that rests on here that was cut down and over here. So this has done its trick for me, and I won't get rid of that just because. Talk about sentimental. Stupid sentimentality. This, the Lee storage box for Lee shell holders, for 15 shell holders. So over the years, I've accumulated through other purchase, you know, when somebody's getting out, getting rid of a press, they had stuff. I have the universal shell holder kit, which is different, and my fat fingers cannot get that out. The universal shell holders kit versus the priming tool shell holder kit. And what I thought was cool was you can see all the hand priming, you know, the holder size and then the type of caliber slash rifle versus pistol. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but that's embossed in here as well. Shells 1 through 25. So it took a different, whereas this talked about popular rifle and pistol, and then just listed, you know, the like you have number 4 here for 4 times, a number, whatever, number 2, number 5, a bunch of repeating numbers. Whereas on this one, it's one number and then the multiple calibers that it supports. So this is a more space efficient. So what sold me on it was actually that, because I'm like, yeah, I've got plenty of holders. So this would be for, again, the difference between priming tool versus a press. So something like this. Where's the number 1? 1, 2, 3. The downside is, I guess, you know, if you put them in, you can read them this way, whereas these are very visible facing up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a 9, no 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we'll go 7 there. I'll go 8. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 19. So since there are 25 shell holders and 3, 6, 9, 12, you basically need, and you know, I don't know how you, I'm going to guess you'd have to order, because this is a standard kit. I'm going to guess you'd have to order these separately as one-offs from Lee in order to get, you know, the complete kit. So I thought that was kind of cool to be able to, and again, much smaller. Am I used to this? Yes, I'm used to this. This is part of my reloading DNA in the Lee space, so that won't change. Do I like this? Half a dozen of one, 6 of another. It's got a novelty idea. Easy to read. Yeah, it's easy enough to see them and see, and if you keep them in order, you know, again, it creates a DNA or a repeatable process. But I thought, you know, these are really cool product offerings from Lee. Stuff that they should have done a number of years ago that they're just now doing. So, you know, I'll call that the aha factor. Very cool. This one, clearly my most favorite out of the group, simply because this was my first press. And it's an unused press, meaning as soon as I got this, I followed that up with the Turek, because the idea behind this was go to the range, do something while you're at the range, and I don't really do that. So, but again, cool stuff. Saying goodbye to an old friend, or at least putting this box in a new place with a saturated oil stain. But yeah, I guess Hartford, Wisconsin. Thank you, Lee. Good stuff. Later.